Your side adapted to conditions in the first half.
Yeah, obviously difficult conditions, and I thought...
Well, he's Fenton, he's going to...
I thought we adapted well.
Oh, it's a free kick,
yeah,
sorry,
we
Warren.
adapted well, and yeah.
Sorry, go ahead, Warren.
Yeah, look, I thought we adapted well, and it's really difficult conditions here, but, you know, we controlled the majority of that first half.
What did you stress to your team at half-time?
Well, look, more of the same, really. We've got to find quality in these conditions, and we've been there or thereabouts. A bit of quality is required to probably win this game for both sides, I suppose, but for us, we're hoping it's us.
Awesome. Thanks, Warren. Good luck in the second half.
Thank you.
Brisbane coach Warren Moon. In all of that, free kick went against Wellington. And Brisbane going to take this set piece. There's Young. Attempted to get the flick on, did Kudo. Just his second start of the campaign for Masato Kudo, but very, very limited opportunities in the first half. A difficult match for him up front. Difficult conditions to play in. As Hingett's pass is going to deflect to his opposite number, Sam Sutton. Taking them on. Got such a dangerous left foot. Bent in. Davila. And then Gillespie just out-muscled the Mexican import. Devlin slipping it into the path of Louis Fenton. Neville with the header away.
Decent ball into the box there from Fenton, and both Sotirio and Hammer were at the near post, no one at the back post.
So here's that incident right after half-time. Louis Fenton up against Gillespie, went down in the box.
And there didn't look to be any contact, and that's the way the referee saw it.
And Louis Fenton goes into the book, so he joins Cam Devlin with 5 yellow cards, so both will miss the next match. So that's 2 of Wellington's 3 players on yellow card troubles.
I'm not sure whether Fenton dived there or just with the conditions lost his balance. Maybe a little bit harsh, a yellow.
Yeah, understandable why you would slip over in puddles that are pretty deep in Redcliffe this evening.
Because if you dive, you give it a massive, shout for that's a penalty. He didn't really appeal for a penalty. I think he just fell over.
That is a misguided pass.
That's a nice way of putting it.
He almost picked out someone in the front row of the grandstand.
Maybe he's got some family there at the front of the grandstand there. And given the rain that's fallen in Brisbane, it's a credit to the amount of fans who actually come out for this game.
Yeah, definitely. Good to see a strong crowd in awful conditions.
Yeah.
Just confirmation there. Ben Wayne off at half-time. Sotirio comes on. Hingett now strides forward. And now David Ball just letting the ball catch up to him.
Yeah, that was not a good ball from Davila, because that was an attacking situation and the ball just didn't roll. The ball gave the defender plenty of time to come back and they had to retreat. Particularly in the wider areas of this pitch, you've really got to punch the ball like that. That's a good pass from Gillespie to get it through the water.
O'Shea floated for Danzaki. But Sutton just waited for the touchback from the byline. And now free kick for Wellington. John Cosmina's sideline for us tonight. Cosy, just tell us your thoughts on that change from Ufuk Talay, Josh Sotirio, the speed of Sotirio, on for the in-form Ben Wayne, who had a difficult night in that first half.
Yeah, look, he did, Ben. I think the young fella, it probably doesn't suit the type of player that he is. He likes to stuff in defeat, and he likes a slower build-up. You're right about Sotirio. He's got pace to burn, so he will probably be looking to get over the top. If Wellington are going to have to keep, obviously, playing some long balls every now and then. Let's just have a look at Jesse Daly here.
And now Champness. He caused some problems in the first half. The challenge from Fenton. Here's Sotirio. We're going to get a look at him.
An example of Sotirio's speed.
Yeah, exactly, Cosy. Burning away Josh Sotirio. There was a slip from Scott Neville. He went to ground and Sotirio ran straight into him, and that's what he's saying. He's saying, I slipped, and out comes the yellow card. Well, even though it was accidental, he still blocked the path of Sotirio.
Oh, a super run from Sotirio, and yeah, that's clearly a yellow card. I know he slipped and fell over, but once he stops him making any more progress, it's got to be a yellow card.
Yeah, he tried to disguise it, but he still blocked the path of Sotirio. So, set piece now for the Knicks. Jamie Young getting his wall set. So Clayton Lewis with the left. Take over this set piece.
Yeah, you wouldn't think he's going to strike it from here, and he's not going to. I think the Wolves will waste of 2 players there.
He just really got the chip underneath that one. And Brisbane diffuse that situation pretty comfortably in the end. Jesse Daly.
Yeah, he doesn't miss much, does he, Gillespie?
He's done well there, Jesse Daly. Good balance now to find Champness. Kudo in the middle. Also Danzaki. That's terrific defending from Sam Sutton to shut down the crossing lane there, because there were Brisbane players lining up, notably Danzaki and Kudo.
Maybe just took a touch too many. Great run from Daly. Champness in that position he likes. Bearing down on defenders, and once they get out of that situation is a corner.
The home fans sensing the moment. Danzaki clipping it in. Neville rising. Now Truan on the second attempt. That was never coming back. Another solid night though for young Kai.
Dangerous ball in. Just off the top of Payne's head, and this is wasted from Truan. Really good position to get another ball back into the danger area. Wasted.
Jesse Daly, just his 5th start of the season, but really good for the Raw tonight. And now Champness. Sale had it covered, but he was sprawling. He's looking the most dangerous for Brisbane tonight, Joey Champness. And that was the kind of range he scored from on Wednesday night against the Mariners, and it was just a powerful strike which beat Mark Birighitti. Hammond looking for the flick on, and now ball. Hammond wins it, but it falls for Neville. Strong header from Gillespie. Brisbane looking to make it back-to-back clean sheets. That'll be a feather in the cap of their defence.
Like I said, they got Was it the best defensive record in the competition?
Yeah, they've conceded the fewest this campaign.
That's not good news for Wellington.
As Davila towards ball. Brown mopping up. And now Champness look to take on Fenton.
Because when you look at that table, Wellington need 3 points here, realistically, if you look at it.
Well, this is their 20th match, so they've got 6 left after this. Of course, those 2 matches at home. And now Lewis. A mazy run, so he says, why not have a strike? Not a bad try.
Yeah, well, it's on target, and it's a shot. It didn't have any in the first half, or any of note, but at least he makes Jamie Young save that. It was a long way out. Hit pretty well. There you go.
Yeah, so Wellington pretty good for the first 20, and that's what's happened since. Hingett. Now O'Shea uses Jack Hingett, and Sam Sutton again. How good's he been on the left for Wellington, and wins the free kick. Just building in confidence in this, now his 10th match in the A-League. So just to what you were saying, Robbie, Wellington need a couple more points to that tally. That's as it stands currently. That takes them to 28 and into the top 6, because they have scored more goals than Western United. But Brisbane would still have 3 matches in hand on them. And what about Wanderers? Speaking of them.
Well, what set up straight after this. What a derby.
It's must win, isn't it?
Yep.
It's almost must win for them. Devlin. And then ball. Here's Davila. Nice chest down from Hamed. And ball just got away from him.
Just couldn't get it under control, could he?
Just slipping away from the Englishman. 4 goals this season. Now Davila did get the cross away.
Wellington enjoying a better period here, playing some the kind of football Brisbane in the kind of areas that Brisbane had in that first half.
Yeah, finally able just to build some pressure here. Davila slipped through. Sotirio, and Neville got across to shepherd his run wide.
Yeah, he just couldn't get that ball out of his feet, because it looked like it's the clumsy challenge of coming together at the legs there. Davila finally finding a little pocket of space on the edge of the penalty box, but they couldn't make that situation into something.
O'Shea, his pass is misguided, so all of a sudden Brisbane just lacking a bit of composure in the last few minutes. There's that chance. Sotirio and Neville coming together. What a substitution that would have been. May still turn out for Upi Talay. And it's Kai Truan getting back. The momentum just shifting all of a sudden. The flag is up, but the momentum is shifting. Cozzy, certainly in the last few minutes, here's that offside call against Josh Sotirio, and that was a correct decision. But Cozzy, the momentum just shifting in the last few minutes. What's changed for you? And you can see Warren Moon is sensing that, making a couple of changes.
Well, obviously Josh Sotirio has got a bit of pace, or more pace, sorry, than Ben Waine had, and he's a little bit more direct in terms of making forward runs than Waine was. But Wellington, I meant to mention it at half-time, actually was sitting a little bit defending too deep, and they allowed Brisbane to pin them back. What they've done, I think they've started to play a little bit higher up the pitch. But the other thing as well, Brisbane, I said, dominated the football, and they tried to stick to the way that they play, their philosophy. Well, Wellington have gone back to theirs a bit. They're actually knocking the ball around a little bit more now than they were. They're not going as direct as often as they were in the first half, and they're getting some joy out of it.
Yeah, interesting to see now how these changes just potentially alter the momentum of the match. So Brindle South out there for Hingett. We know the speed of Josh Brindle South, former Wellington Phoenix player. And Dylan Wenzel-Hall's up top. That one placed forward. There's Clayton Lewis.
Well, Wenzel-Halls will give Brisbane a little bit like Sotirio is doing for Wellington. You know, he likes to go in beyond.
Well, here they come again. Hemed. Here's Sotirio, the early strike. So another goal kick. So just to wrap up those substitutions, Dan Zaki off as well. Akbari on for Brisbane. So the three-prong change from Warren Moon. Fascinating timing as well. Just as Wellington were starting to probably have their best chances of the match. He identified it straight away. Or was he planning for that?
Well, he could have been, given that, as you've said, they've got a lot of matches coming up. So he needs to use, you know, his full complement where he can.
So Brindle South with Wellington between 2013 and 2014 when he played his 4 matches in the A-League for them. And of course was with Warren Moon at Lions FC. Champness. Now placed by Brown. Sutton away. And then Daly. Feet went out from under him. David Ball profits with possession. And Kai Truan's going to track that one down comfortably. Final half an hour now in Redcliffe. It's been a while since there's been a goal in the A-League. Robbie Slater, surely we are due one soon.
Well, the conditions are for as much responsible as it being 0-0 here. It's not really the way that the sides are playing. Difficult. Let's said at the start, this is going to be a slog.
Turned over to Brindle South. Dangerous giveaway. And Stephen Taylor says, let's get out of here. Hemed, now Sotirio. David Ball. Allowed to run ball. And now a strike just wide from Louis Fenton.
Never looked likely, did he? As he ran on to that ball, he didn't look like he had the conviction that he could score from there. He was there to be hit. Ball doing well, and Wellington doing much better. Much more direct. And direct, what I mean, not long balls, I'm saying direct in the way they're playing. Little passes, bounces, 1-2s, and more of the football we're accustomed to in difficult conditions.
A bit of end-to-end action all of a sudden, John Kosmina.
Yeah, look, the game's certainly livened up. And as you mentioned the substitutions that Warren Moon made. Well, we've taken Dan Zaki off. He had a fairly quiet sort of time. But what it's done is it's Ramanak Bari's gone back to a sort of deeper midfield position, but it's allowed Jay O'Shea, who's probably one of the more comfortable players, to play a little bit higher up. And it's going to be much more effective for the Raw side. And with Dylan Wenzel-Halls, we all know what he's like and what he's capable of with his forward running and his aggression up front. It's a fairly positive change from Mooney, and it might bring them some joy.
Yeah, looking forward to seeing how it unfolds. One of the men brought on, Josh Brindle South, taking on Sutton. And here's O'Shea, the man Cosy was talking about, delivering to Champness. It almost brought a goal immediately. So Jay O'Shea, as Cosy was saying, just getting forward a little more, allowed to with Akbari out there.
Yeah, it's a clever ball from O'Shea. Not a fantastic ball, because probably a little was in the air for a little bit too long, but I think he identified that, you know, Champness up against Fenton. Champness is certainly a favourite in the air.
Davila allowed space to roam. Fenton had that strike a moment ago, delivering towards Davila. It's Sotirio now on the turn. Davila, wide of goal. Jamie Young diving, but
yeah, I think the dive makes it look a little bit better than it actually was there. Champness winning that header. It's a comfortable save for Oliver Sale. Wellington was right back up the other end.
O'Shea is keeping Devlin at arm's length. He was just nipping at his heels there. Akbari. And that is meat and drink for Louis Fenton. The Knicks, they haven't won in Queensland in 4 years. February 2017, the last time they won. Their form on the road lately has been decent enough. Just the one defeat in their last 4. Even though some would say they've been on the road the entire season. And credit to them for the position they have put themselves in on the table, despite being away from New Zealand, where they'll only play 2 matches, and if they can finish the season strongly, they could make it 3 if they can lock down a spot in the top 4, which would allow them to play a home final. Let's say top 2 is going to be difficult, but they're good enough. They could snag a home elimination match.
And Wellington just controlling the ball at the moment. Brisbane pressing, so they're quite happy to sit back, let Wellington have the ball. It's all in front of them. They've certainly turned it around, Wellington, in respect to possession, haven't they, in this second half?
Tim Payne with a touch, so consistent he's been for Wellington this season. He's the only man to have started all 19 and now 20 this evening for them. Looks as though Alex Parsons is getting ready after he scored his first A-League goal on Wednesday night against the Mariners. And that combination up front with Dylan Wenzel-Halls could be key. Those two growing up in Ipswich, playing with Western Pride. There was a little overlap there. There's Champness, now O'Shea. Neville chiming in. Knocks it to Brindle South, who returns it to Neville. And now O'Shea. Champness. Neat few skills, but Sam Sutton on clean-up duty for the Phoenix again. Strong challenge from Daly, ensuring Davila wasn't able to take off downfield. So that is the final play for Jesse Daly tonight. Strong showing in just his 5th start of the campaign, and he is replaced by Alex Parsons. His 6th appearance off the bench this season. 21 years of age. So his former Western Pride teammate, Dylan Wenzel-Hall's 23, so a little bit of an age gap there, but there was a period they played together and they linked up for Parsons' first A-League goal on Wednesday night. He's the leading goal scorer, Parsons, in the NPL Queensland. 8 in 5, including a hat-trick in recent weeks. So just carrying that form on through to the A-League. Final 20 minutes. We're inside now. A top 6 spot up for grabs. Brindle South rushing through. Sale identified there was some danger and got off his line quickly. He's done a fair amount of work tonight, Sam Sutton.
And that's another thing, as we come into the last 20 minutes, and on this kind of heavy pitch, it's really tough on the legs. So fatigue could play a factor, and made more subs. Brisbane, 4 in total to Wellington, but you wait till it gets to the last 10 minutes or so. There's going to be some tired players out there.
Neville, O'Shea just bounces it wide to Brindle South. Neville finding Champness. Important touch from Lewis. He's the man you feel for Brisbane, isn't he? If they are to find a goal. Joey Champness. Dylan Wenzel-Halls as well out there, but Champness has been asking the major questions of the Knicks defence. And you'd say Davila, the man for Wellington. Ball curled across, under the head of Hamed, only as far as O'Shea. And now Corey Brown with a first-time delivery. Neat work from Payne. And now Devlin links with ball. Lewis, time to turn. How about that for a touch from Davila to ensure Akbari couldn't stop him in his tracks. Now Sotirio! He's caused some headaches for Brisbane in the second half, but couldn't get the strike on target.
That's their best chance. Superb play from Davila. Making fun of the conditions, gliding across the turf, and that's a poor finish from Sotirio. He knows it. That's their best chance. I don't think he goes near post. He might have slipped as he was hitting it, but he just has to go across the keeper there. The whole of the goal's open. What a chance for Wellington.
And now it's Brisbane's opportunity down the other end. Parsons almost onto that left foot. He was just shaping up. Such a cultured left foot, Alex Parsons. Davila again, dancing his way through. Ball just slipped at the crucial moment.
And that's the conditions. Superb. Brisbane got to be careful here. Davila getting a lot of the ball, turning and facing, and he's the one that can unlock. An organised defence. He's done it twice now in the last 3 or 4 minutes.
You just sense there's a goal in this one. The whistle goes. Come back for the free kick. So here's that chance, Robbie.
Davila coming through. This is the one for Sotirio. This is a great chance. He's got a clean look at that. And just mishits it. And again, to be fair to him, the conditions aren't ideal. He looked like he did slip as he was about to strike it. But he's made a difference in the second half since coming on, Sotirio, no doubt. Wanting those balls in behind's given a different option, and that's why Davila's become better. He's got that option of playing that ball in.
Brindle South. Here is Parsons. And now Wenzel hauls it. Fell for Champness, who just went to blaze it at goal. Drops for Brown. Back into the mix. Wenzel hauls. All hands to the pump here for Wellington. Plenty of men behind the ball. Neville slipping in Parsons. Steers it to Wenzel hauls. Wenzel hauls.
Oh, to say could have gone anywhere, and it goes straight to a Wellington player.
It's just one of those nights. Chances at both ends. Another one on the way. Brown. Parsons off the head of Payne. Appeals for handball. And Davila. His magic feet on display again. And David Ball will track this one down. It's going to sit inside. Needs the cavalry to arrive though.
This guy's been superb in the second half, Davila.
Now Devlin steering it out to Fenton. He clips it straight into the arms of Jamie Young.
And a frustrated Hammond throws his arms in the air. Now, end to end now. Brisbane need not to give away the ball like that after just getting it back. But this guy's running the show at the moment for Wellington.
Has slipped through Sotirio. And the second attempt almost got a third. And Kai Trewin has somehow kept it out. Fenton was rushing through the middle of the box. Akbari's got a bit to say as well.
He's saying that Fenton died, but he didn't.
Well, he's basically saying he should be sent off. Wanted him to receive a second yellow. That's what that conversation's about. Kai Trewin sweeping it off the turf. And let's be honest, there is no way Louis Fenton deserves a yellow card for that. You could say the first yellow card he didn't deserve it.
Well, I would say, yeah, both of them. So Sotirio, another chance. It's brilliant defending. Hamid's night's over. Back to Villa, opening up Brisbane 3 or 4 times in the second half. He has been superb in these terrible conditions.
And Reno Piscopo out there for the first time since round 13. Back in late March was the last time he was out there for Wellington. That's a calf issue which has kept him out. John Cosmina sideline for us tonight. Cosy, really big 12 minutes coming up in the match. It's opened up, hasn't it?
Yeah, look, it's been great. Look, Wellington, when they knock the ball around, are a great team to watch. And they've worked out their midfield a little bit tighter. I thought they were a bit flat in the first half. They were happy, I think, to sit back and work the conditions out and defend with a front 2 and 2 blocks of 4. And De Vere was struggling to really get on the ball in any sort of areas where he could have an impact. But now he's a little bit more central when his side are in possession, and he's great to watch. And some of the forward runs from Sotirio in that last instance was great. And that's the sort of thing that could get them the points.
Cosy Gillespie just has left the park, replaced by Patrick Flotman. Is that an injury issue, or is that just basically Warren Moon wanting to give him a rest after a difficult night on the legs?
Look, they've got a lot of games coming up. They're back here Wednesday night. It was only 3 nights ago that they played their last game, and it's a fairly heavy schedule with a game again next week, and then the following Wednesday, the following Tuesday they've got the catch-up game against Perth that was deferred because of the COVID scare last weekend. So they've got a lot of miles to cover and a lot of run that their legs will need to do, and you've got to rest your key players, especially someone like Macaulay Gillespie, because he's been monumental tonight. Yeah,
thanks, Cosy. So a big loss for them for the last 10 and a bit minutes. But Pat Flotman's out there. Hadn't appeared for Sydney the entire season, and now he plays back-to-back matches for Brisbane off the bench since joining the club on Wednesday. 24-year-old, as well as playing in the A-League. He spent some time in Thailand with Air Force United. Josh Sotirio off the head of Trewin. And David Ball just spies some space ahead of him. Piscopo, the leg of Trewin. Flotman with a header, only as far as Reno Piscopo. Davila! Finally, Jamie Young forced into a save.
And Brisbane very relieved that goes straight at Jamie Young, because he got a hold of that Davila right on the edge of the box. Plenty of power behind her, but straight at the keeper. But Wellington asking most of the questions.
Still up for grabs, this one. A spot in the top 6. Brisbane 7th, Wellington 8th, heading into this one. All 3 takes them into the top 6. Wenzel hauls. Tim Payne, right place, right time. And now Davila is keeping Akbari at bay. He tracks it down, tempted to bring in ball down the left flank.
Still gets a throw in. So positive again, Davila. He's really enjoying himself because he's getting so much space.
Brown. And now Lewis. Now, Wellington have got James McGarry out there. Doesn't happen too often, Robbie. He's not on the team list. Not on the bench. Not in the starting side. We'll find out the mystery there. James McGarry. As Parsons just snuck out there. Get to the bottom of that. As O'Shea. So he's slotted in for Sam Sutton, left fullback, like for like switch. Neville. There's Brindle South. Now Parsons wriggled away from Lewis. Couldn't get past Fenton, but opted for Champness. Shape to shoot. O'Shea, he does try to go for goal. The deflection is going to win his side a corner, but it could have been a whole lot better for Brisbane.
Well, it's their best moment for quite some time. Big block here. And Sale had it covered. Just making sure it wasn't going to drop underneath the crossbar, but well over in the end. But gives them a corner, and you just feel in a game like this, maybe it's going to be something like a set piece.
Well, they haven't scored from a set piece this season. This would be the night to do it for Brisbane. And deflection off Taylor. And now Flotman. How about that? That would have been an interesting goal scorer, Pat Flotman.
Well, that's a centre-half finish in the penalty box. He should have just put his foot right through that. He's gone for the elaborate chip.
Well, he did score in the...
impossible.
He did score in the NPL New South Wales for Sydney earlier this season. 3 matches for them. And the 1 goal. Payne. Fenton. Now Devlin. Piscopo. Louis Fenton asking some serious questions now. Wellington. Davila. And again, it's Scott Neville shutting the avenue to goal.
He's had the ball on a string, Davila, in his second half. It's close control. When he shifts the ball, it's great to watch, as John Cosmina pointed out.
So Ufi Tale yelling out plenty of instructions to his side. So Davila got plenty of target men. Payne, Taylor. Taylor had an air swing. Payne teeing up Lewis. The deflection into the arm of Devlin. The referee allowing Brisbane to push forward. They get the free kick. But if anything had have come of it for Wellington, you sense it would have been ruled out for a handball against Devlin.
No, the only chance in that movement from the set piece was Stephen Taylor's air swing.
His last A-League goal actually came against Brisbane back in November 2019. That's Stephen Taylor. Doesn't mind a goal against Brisbane. 2 of his 3 in the A-League against the Raw. So time is of the essence now. Just 4 minutes of regulation time remaining. Parsons, Champness, tried to power his way into the box. Pinched off him by Payne. Davila, he's in a cul-de-sac. And he almost was able to wriggle his way free. In the end, he got the pass to Piscopo. How good's that? 3 men around him. And he almost was able to magically dance his way through all of them. Neville. Parsons. Dashed away from one Alex Parsons, but then McGarry returned to win back possession for Wellington. Louis Fenton just looked to be struggling there. Not surprising at all, running down the flank for almost 90 minutes on a very soggy pitch. As Piscopo stings the palms of Jamie Young. A corner for Wellington. That's how quickly it can all turn around. Back from a calf injury tonight. He was pretty close to scoring a match winner there for Wellington.
Oh, terrific strike from Piscopo. Lots of power behind that. A little bit like Davila, though. Unfortunately for him, it goes pretty much straight at Jamie Young, but it stings his palms. Superb strike. Jamie Young, again, much the busier keeper.
So the in-swinging corner. Taylor was presenting. Davila. Devlin. So Joey Champness will push forward as the ball spills to Wenzel Halls. Jay O'Shea just surveying the pitch. A priceless 3 points on offer here for Brisbane or Wellington to take them into the top 6. Champness still going, Joey Champness. What a run it is from Joey. Tim Danaskis now allowing the advantage for Wellington. Now we get to have a look at the speed of Josh Sotirio, the half-time substitute. Takes on Flotman. Great defending from Patrick Flotman, despite a lack of matches in the A-League this season.
Well, it's good defending because he doesn't dive in. He's making Sotirio, he's saying, go on, I'm going to stay on my feet here. I'm not going to go to ground. Are you good enough to beat me? The switch to the left was on. Sotirio didn't see it.
Piscopo.
Wellington need all 3 points. Brisbane, a point's not a bad result for them, given the games in hand they have. Wellington completely dominating this second half.
Probably say just before the hour mark, the momentum just shifted. And now Piscopo looking to shoot again. Trying to get it onto his left. Now ball! Young with the save. The spillage is dealt with by Brisbane. Wow. Ball asking for a corner.
Nearly. Ball takes it first time, just trying to guide this past Jamie Young. Superb save from Young. Outstretched left hand, and he had every right to go for that ball, and they didn't even get the corner, but Jamie Young now proving crucial to keep a point for Brisbane. Of course, Brisbane still might create a chance themselves.
And how about the energy from Fenton? Meanwhile, Neville hanging it up, sail away. It's going to fall for Akbari. Now Champness. Nagari held his ground well. And now Devlin prodding it into the path of Soteria. Angled it towards ball. Now Neville on it. So 3 minutes of additional time. Already 30 seconds of that has elapsed, but it's end-to-end stuff at the moment. O'Shea, Champness. And David Ball out muscling him there. Calls for offside against Champness, delivers to the back post. And the flag does come up.
I was about to say, super ball cross from Champness, but he was well offside.
Surprising the flag didn't come up. I know they are told to keep it down, but
when it's obvious.
It did look obvious. So Alex Rufus going to replace Cam Devlin. Wellington's next assignment coming on Friday, away to Adelaide, and then they've got Melbourne City, Brisbane, up against Western United on a Wednesday, and then Melbourne City. So some tough matches for both sides coming up in the foreseeable future. David Ball and Scott Neville just having a little bit of a communication. So just over a minute remaining.
A minute remaining here, but wow, don't turn to another channel, because straight after this is a very, very important Sydney derby in context to the season, particularly for Western Sydney Wanderers and Sydney. There'll be a lot of pressure, a lot of feeling in it.
Must win for Western Sydney.
Yep, you'd think so.
After the debacle last week for them. Neville, Parsons, and now O'Shea, Champness, and Sale very relieved for the ball to land in his lap.
Yeah, well, they haven't had many strikes on goal. This might be the last one of the game. Comfortable save for Oliver Sale. Well, it's been a really good contest in spite of it finishing 0-0. Wellington certainly had the better chances to take all 3 points, but the conditions certainly spoiling the game in the first half, I felt. Well, Brisbane dominating that, but it was all Wellington second half.
Yeah, it was end-to-end at the back end of this one, but another draw.